Greetings, fellow carbon-based bipeds. I am Scott Rose, and you are watching Explosions and Stuff. Today, I'll be completing the request from Joshua Pelfrey and reviewing the 1988 film Hell Comes to Frogtown, starring Roddy Piper, Sandal Bergman, and William Smith. An overview of the film: Sam Hill is one of the few fertile men left after nuclear war has destroyed much of the world and created mutant humanoid frogs. After his arrest, he is given the choice to die or to help find and impregnate fertile women. Accepting this offer, he is sent to find a group of women who have been kidnapped and are being held in Frogtown. The pros of this movie? This movie was very well acted, especially with Roddy Piper at the helm. His character was kind of a charismatic smartass who did some pretty bad stuff. Yeah, he was a criminal, but you just couldn't help but like him. He was a very likable smartass, and that was fantastic. Honestly, I think that if anyone else would have played the role of Sam Hill, this movie wouldn't have done as well as it did. This movie was also very well written. Yes, the idea of the mutant frogs and the post-nuclear war is fairly unbelievable, but this is science fiction for a reason. It's fiction. The dialogue was believable. This idea that he was one of the few men left in the world who could actually produce offspring, and he had to be told to have sex with all these women and impregnate all these women. At first, yeah, it sounds like just about every man's dream come true. But then it comes down to it, it's a very daunting task, and he was like, can I please just live a normal life? And that's very realistic. I honestly think that would happen if someone was put in that kind of a situation. The frog costumes in this movie were very good for their time. This movie was made in 1988. They didn't have spectacular CG. These were costumes. They were people in frog suits with animatronic heads. And they were fantastic considering the time and the budget they had to work with. They were shiny, as frogs' bodies are supposed to be wet all the time. The mouths moved and the eyes moved around and closed. It was fantastic. They did a great job with the frog costumes. The scenery in this movie was also very good. Yeah, there were some times when they were driving down this road, and I was like, okay, you can tell they just drove on a road in a desert somewhere. Those parts weren't that great. But the times when they were in buildings and the factories and all those things, those sceneries were fantastic. They were believable. Yeah, I knew it was a factory, but I was able to suspend my disbelief and believe that this was a nightclub or that this was some palace. They turned these things into them. It was great. Also, one of my favorite things about this movie: no shaky cam, and next to no quick cuts. And that I loved. That is so rare to find these days that I love it when I come across a movie that has that. It was spectacular. The cons of this movie? Well, first of all, this movie had some pretty cliche characters. Like, you had the primary protagonist, who was played by Roddy Piper. And then you had the love interest. And at the beginning of the movie, they hated each other. And then later on, through their interactions throughout the movie, they fell in love. Yeah, I get it. That happens in just about every action movie from the 80s. Can you please come up with something different? It's not that difficult. This one, most people won't notice it. It stuck out to me like a sore thumb, though. In the beginning of the movie, the character that Sandal Bergman played, the love interest, she's got these bright white earrings that control the explosive codpiece that Roddy Piper's character is wearing, that Sam Hill has on. And later on, she changes from her normal uniform into this "you just captured me and I'm a prisoner" outfit, but she still has those bright white earrings on. And then later on, she gets taken to the main antagonist's fortress, and they change her clothes again, but she still has the damn earrings on. No one ever thought to take those things off. This is the future. Those things could have been a bomb or some sort of communication device. Or they could have a homing device in them, which they actually did. And no one thought to take it off. Most people won't be bothered by it, but to me that stuck out like a sore thumb. That was an idiotic mistake. Also, the blood in this movie, not so much like the blood squibs when someone gets shot or if they're bleeding out of their mouth, but like if there's blood on a wall or on the ground or on this rock over there. It looked orange. Blood is not orange. It is red. Come on, make the blood red. It's not that difficult. Just buy a bucket of red paint and throw it out there. You're good to go. You don't need to have that frickin' orange blood. The best action scene in this movie? It had to be Sam Hell versus General Toady, who is the primary antagonist of the movie. It's towards the end of the movie, and the two of them are fighting it out on this cliff, and it's Roddy Piper is using his professional wrestling background, and the fight scene just looks fantastic. There's next to no shaky cam, next to no quick cuts. It's just a gritty, hard-fought battle, and I absolutely loved it. My overall thoughts on this movie? Some people consider this movie to be a cult classic. That being said, I don't understand why more people don't know about this. Yeah, it has its flaws, but they're easily forgivable because of how many things this movie did right. It's a very fun and entertaining movie, and I give it 2 thumbs up. I absolutely recommend this movie to anyone that enjoys action films, especially ones from the late 80s and early 90s. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like it and subscribe to my channel for new action movie reviews posted every Friday. Also, if you have any recommendations for movies you would like me to review in the future, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you and have a nice day.